My name is Douglas, and I'm a molecular pathologist who takes care of patients at Foundation Medicine. Modern oncology has moved away from a one-size-fits-all approach and has been replaced by a more personalized treatment paradigm. This new approach relies on being able to understand the molecular makeup of each patient's specific cancer through a technique known as comprehensive genomic profiling. In the past, personalized cancer care relating to diagnosis and treatment has not always been made equitably available to all patient populations. At Foundation Medicine, we believe that it's so important to bring this type of testing to all patients who need it, and thus we have been very interested in looking for evidence of potential disparities so we can act on them. In our study, which we recently published in the New England Journal of Medicine, we examined the use of comprehensive genomic profiling, which is a technique that helps oncologists find specific cancer driver alterations that help them select the correct therapies for their patients. Our study examined genetic ancestry of patients from our large cancer genomics database. Genetic ancestry is a concept related to race and ethnicity, although there are some key differences. Race and ethnicity are predominantly social and cultural constructs, while genetic ancestry is a biological concept. But the three concepts have some overlap. For example, individuals who self-identify as white, black, East or South Asian, or Hispanic tend to fall within corresponding predominant genetic ancestry categories. So, studying genetic ancestry is another way to study diversity. In our study, we used the 5 ancestral superpopulations in the 1,000 Genomes Project as our categories, and we looked at 620,500 patient samples from all 50 states across America to see how access to both our tissue and blood-based tests has evolved over the past 10 years. We were very excited because we found that the use of genomic profiling among underserved racial and ethnic groups, as assessed by genetic ancestry, has increased over the past decade. Relative to the total number of patients, which grew over time for all groups, the percentage of patients with African ancestry and admixed American ancestry, which is a proxy for Hispanic or Latino ethnicity, both increased, whereas the relative share of patients with European ancestry appropriately decreased. For example, the percentage of patients who underwent genomic testing who had African ancestry increased by half a percentage point each year over that 10-year period, reaching 12.4% by September of 2022, which is a percentage that's very similar to the 11.6% of adults aged 55 to 74 years who identified as Black or African American on the U.S. Census. And the data showed similar findings among all other ancestry groups, indicating that the utilization of our tests now appropriately matches up with expectations based on census data. So, why does this matter? Our findings underscore progress in expanding access to cancer genomic testing to historically marginalized groups, and importantly, really inspire our continued efforts to broaden the accessibility of personalized cancer care to all Americans.